What's up, everybody? Welcome to the TNR show. The TNR show, a little quick name change for you. My name's Trenton. That's Ryan. Say what's up, Ryan.
Hey, what's up, everyone?
Look, I'm excited to be here. I'm excited for this show, episode 5. Episode 5, everybody. Don't lose your minds. Before we get started, I want to just shout out the YouTube channel and the Spotify channel. Listen, y'all, like, subscribe. You're doing a good job. Our numbers are increasing every week. So I know y'all are helping us out. So keep on grinding, keep on helping us out. We really appreciate it. I know I appreciate it. I know Ryan appreciated it. And we're gonna keep growing this podcast. And one day when me and Ryan are king of the world, living in Miami, drinking champagne out of
Miami.
$1,000 glass bottles, we'll be there. I'm just kidding about that, but I am excited about the direction of this podcast, where it's going. And that's kind of the easy spill for it. Like, follow, share, and subscribe. Simple. All right.
Before we get into it, we got to talk about your hat, though.
I am gonna get into it. We're gonna segment right
I
in.
love your hat.
First of all, we got Arkansas Razorback. I got the Arkansas shirt that says Arkansas on it. I think. I actually don't know what it says. I should have looked. It says Arkansas. Duh. And then to the hat, excuse my hair a little bit. A University of Arkansas. I don't know where I got this hat from. Could have been anywhere. It's 100 years old. You can tell because there's a huge brown stain, but it doesn't show up on the outside of the hat, so that's all that matters. I've never actually wore this hat. I think my dad used to wear it fishing, and I just had it sitting in the trailer. I was wearing my Arkansas shirt, so I said, you know what? Let's pull out the Arkansas Razorback hat. The Arkansas Razorbacks, number 24. And
They're making their way.
they beat Florida last night. Here's a fun fact for you, Ryan. First time Arkansas has beat Florida since 2014 in Arkansas.
Not
I
bad.
don't know when they last beat them in Florida, probably like 2016, but still. Huge win for the Hogs.
Still, it's a big win.
Game winning streak. 7-game winning streak. Seven. Second in the SEC as of right now. It could be when you wake up on Saturday morning or Friday morning, whenever I release the podcast, you'll be like, Trent's full of crap. They're ranked third. Well, as of right now, at this moment, they're ranked second. I mean, how great is that? Especially I think the SEC's been pretty decent this year. And now look at us. Number 2, baby.
Number 2.
In the SEC. Any thoughts on the Arkansas Razorbacks?
Yeah, they look good, honestly. I mean, they're probably going to make a tournament if they keep it up.
They are.
Pretty cool.
It would take a collapse of monumental proportions to not make it. Which
it's possible.
You never know. I doubt it, but you never know. I mean, knock on some wood. But I think it'll be okay. We got Texas A&M coming up this Saturday. They stink, so we'll lose. That would be a perfect ending. We can beat Missouri, Kentucky, and Florida, but we can travel Texas A&M. It's all over but decline at that point. But no, I think we'll be okay this Saturday. I could see us moving up to like 19th. And then we play Alabama next Wednesday, I believe. So that'll be a huge game. One that's already got me sweating a little bit. But
it's going to be a good game.
This hat's so big. But yeah, Arkansas played Florida last night. I don't want to skim over that. Arkansas defensively had control of the game for most of the first half. Florida hadn't played, I think, in at least 10 days is what I have written down, at least 10 days because of COVID. So you could say they were trying to knock off that rust, maybe had some COVID brain afterwards. So they had COVID. So at least 10-day rest. So they needed to get their rust off. So they were a little sluggish in the first half. Second half, they made a couple runs. Arkansas had some horrendous plays down the stretch. I was sitting in my chair watching the game, and I was like, what are they doing? Like, one dude they had 3 turnovers, I think, in a row. They didn't look good. And, they ended up showing it up toward the end of the game. I'm trashing them, makes them sound like they lost. They ended up winning, I believe, 75-64. So they won by 11 points. Point spread was +4. Some people had +5, but +4 was generally the going rate. And they easily crushed that. They won by 11 points. So A big win for the Hogs. Florida, an opponent they've always struggled with. Not that Florida's that good this year, but I don't think it's, because of COVID, they had some rough times. But I think for the most part, Arkansas did pretty good last night. I was pretty happy.
Yeah.
Devontae Davis had 18 points. Justin Smith had 15, and Moses Moody and Jalen Tatum had 14.
Pretty good. And don't forget, they're winning against Missouri too on Saturday.
Oh, that's a good point. I
That's
didn't
a big one.
see. I just think about Tuesday now.
Yeah.
Play on Tuesday. Thank God they play next Wednesday. I don't have to worry about it. But yeah, they was a huge win. Let me look that up. I'm really whiffing on this right now.
Yeah, it went to overtime, didn't it?
I don't remember. Hold on, give me a second. I don't think it did.
Maybe I'm
Yeah, it did. Yeah, it did. Oh my God. I don't even know my own team stuff. It's been a long time. I had a lot going on through the week. Don't judge me. I watched bits and pieces. I watched the end of this game, dude. I watched the overtime. I watched the fourth quarter. Well, the fourth quarter. I watched the end of the second half and the overtime, and I still don't know what. I remember watching it. I literally sat there and watched it. I don't even. God, I'm so dumb sometimes. But Arkansas won 86-81. They scored 13 points in overtime. I remember watching it, and I was sitting there. They kind of took control of the overtime like they did. Very reminiscent of what happened last night happened in Missouri, because they ended up kind of putting them down at the end. They just kind of Arkansas has this thing where they just they get like one basket ahead, like with like 30 seconds left. The team goes and misses, and then they have to foul. And that's how kind of Arkansas pulls away, and then the other team just collapses completely. And Arkansas ends up just hitting more free throws. That's how they beat Florida, and that's how they beat Missouri.
Yeah.
I remember that. Oh my God. I don't even know what I'm doing on this podcast. What am I doing? But anyway, yeah. I even have it Arkansas versus Missouri. God, I'm an idiot. Lord, I don't even read my own daggum notes. Almost cussed there too.
I got you, Trenton. I got you.
thanks for having my back. I appreciate that. Let's talk about Clemson, Georgia Tech. I actually did read that. I do have a little bit of notes on that. I ended up watching a little bit of that too. Clemson, the whole story about that is that 3. Was it? No, it wasn't overtime. It was in regulation.
It was in regulation. Yep.
That guy,
the buzzer beater.
beat 3. Guy just sat back there and whop, and he scored the points. And man, Clemson won what, 74-72. He didn't even need to hit a 3. He could have sent it. He could have won the game with a 2. He just friggin' nailed it.
He just wanted to get the picture, the big picture of the 3-point buzzer beater.
He got it.
He got it.
It would have been better. He got it with 1.1 seconds left. It would have been better if it would have been like, yeah, you can take what you get, right? You won the game.
You won the game. You move on to the next one, even though they're probably not going to be playing for a while because of COVID issues. But it was a good win.
So Clemson's 13-5 and 6th in the ACC. Number 24, Arkansas. 17-5, second. As of right now. In the SEC. Don't come for me if Arkansas is freaking ranked 8th next week. I don't want to hear it. As of right now, second. So big win for the Hogs. Big win for the Tigers. Both ranked. We'll talk about it a little later, but both ranked very well. Looks very good for Joe Lunardi's and his maybe bracket. So we'll see what's going on there. I'm pretty excited about that. They're both in the green now, so they're both highlighted green. So if they're in, unless they both have catastrophic collapses, which I just don't foresee coming. So I'm pretty excited about that. So Arkansas and Clemson, the 2 favorite teams here. We will get into another favorite team. We will get into another one.
A very good team, and they are.
Yeah, I don't know. I think Arkansas could beat them, but that's just my opinion on that. So, all right. So I got a bunch of basketball sports here. I'm going to hit you with a couple of thoughts and questions, Ryan.
All right, go for
it. I don't know if you know this, but Gonzaga is good.
They're good.
And they constantly just blow out every team they play. Whatever conference they're in is a joke. Because the only team that's any good is Gonzaga.
Yep.
Gonzaga won 100-61 over San Francisco this past weekend. And Pick
That's sad.
Central today, I was listening to a show this morning, and the topic of conversation was there is conversation. I don't know if it's permanent yet. It might be by the time of release of this recording, or it might not be. I don't know what's going to happen. Gonzaga has blowed out everybody they played so far in conference, right? Gonzaga is saying that they might not go to their own conference tournament for two reasons. They gave two reasons: COVID being number one,
Okay.
then number two, they don't really want to injure their players ahead of the. I think it's more focused on number one, but number two is definitely a prevailing factor. But they don't want
See,
any
I
players.
hate that.
So
I
they don't
hate
think
that.
so. There is strong influence that Gonzaga might not play in their conference championship or tournament, whatever.
It just feels like a cop out. Like you're still going to play the tournament. You're still going to try and play for the national championship. I get it. You're beating all these teams, and it's not really even fair at this point.
Yeah, they're blowing.
But it's still the game. You still love the game. You like to play. It's still for the competition. Go to your dadgum conference championship, beat every single team, win. At least show up. Because like think about it. Teams that do go to the WCC's conference championship and win it, if Gonzaga is not there, say San Francisco wins it. I don't know who's second in that conference, but let's say San Francisco wins it. Then they have an asterisk next to their name saying, "Oh yeah, well they won it, but guess what? They're not the best team."
Then I have another
And that
point.
sucks.
BYU is second. BYU was actually another one that's actually talking about skipping it as well, to make it to the NCAA
I
tournament.
hate that.
I remember them talking about it. But let me ask you a cool. So I'm looking at Gonzaga's schedule, man. They blow out everybody.
Everyone.
They blew out Northwestern State 95-57, and then they beat them again 95-78 the next day. I was like, that's impressive to score 95 points twice in a row. That's some weird. Oh, one's 99. No, it's both 95. Sorry. They beat Virginia 98-75. Wow.
They beat Kansas too. I remember that.
They beat BYU 86-69. They beat Portland 116-88. God, that's crazy. They're scoring a lot of points,
They
man.
can
They
score.
score a lot of points. It took Oklahoma and West Virginia 2 overtimes to get 90 points. Gonzaga does it on a reg. You're like, whatever. We do it all the time. No problem. They score more than they did in 2 overtimes. That's crazy.
Yep.
95-49, 90-62, 87, 97-75, 76. Oh, Pacific really put on the defensive crutches versus Gonzaga. Beat them. They only lost. Well, they lost by a lot, but they only allowed them to score 76 points.
Even that in college, 76 points is a pretty good number.
Outrageous. They beat BYU 80-71, and this past weekend, like I said, 161. That's insanity. They're 11-0 in conference. They're unbeaten. God, somebody has to beat them. You got to lose before the tournament because you don't want that going in. You going in. You know what I mean? You don't need that either. You got.
What's crazy is that earlier in the season they were supposed to play Baylor, which Baylor's also undefeated.
Yeah, that was
They got postponed or can't. I don't know. It's canceled now. I don't know.
Postponed. That's what it says right here. Postponed.
Like that would be awesome if they could reschedule that, have a Baylor Gonzaga game before the tournament.
Yeah.
That'd be awesome.
West Virginia, they beat West Virginia 87-82. That was kind of close. They beat Auburn 90-67. Sheesh. And they beat Kansas 102-90, but Kansas turned out to be not that good. So
yeah, they're not doing great.
Yeah, considering what Kansas usually is, they kind of stink. But,
they're okay.
I wanted to bring up that one thing too. Maybe we can talk about that in a little while. All right, so next is I have written down is number 4 Ohio State beats Indiana 78-59. A lot of talking. 19 Creighton, number 19 Creighton beats number 5 Villanova 86-70. That's a big game.
You got upset.
I was watching the highlights just before the podcast, and I looked at the Creighton. They kind of had control of the game the entire time. It was never really close. Virginia beat North Carolina 60-48. That's not pretty. Alabama beat Georgia 115-82. Sheesh. 115. Talk about Gonzaga, but I
Jeez.
don't know. All right, here's the big boy. You ready?
Ready?
Number 12, Oklahoma beat number, I don't even have their ranking, number 13,
14.
14, West Virginia in 2 overtimes, 91-90. Give me your thoughts.
Oh, goodness gracious. It was a fantastic game. Definitely the game of the week. I think Jordan even heard someone say possibly game of the year.
Rico Bosco said that. Rico Bosco.
I mean, it was a phenomenal game. They were very inseparable pretty much throughout the game. It was tied at halftime. It was tied after regulation. It was, of course, it went into second overtime. Um, just a lot of offensive fireworks. Really, both teams were in it. Both teams could have won it. Both teams took leads and lost leads, and it was really just a back and forth game. It was really fun to watch. If you haven't seen it, I would suggest looking at the highlights. Really fun game. But in the end, Oklahoma pulled through and beat West Virginia 91-90, and you know they're probably the second best team in the Big 12 right now.
I think stinks. I think Baylor's the best, obviously.
They're the best. Yeah, they're the best.
I don't know. I think Texas Tech might be Texas. I don't know.
It's
Texas.
close.
Y'all
There's
got a good conference over there in the Big 12. Apparently, y'all got a couple good little teams over there. Y'all better than the SEC. I think y'all probably better than the ACC this year too.
I think we're better than the ACC. I think the Big 12 is the most fun conference for sure right now. I don't think there's another conference right now that has the amount of ranked top teams that that the Big 12 has right now. Because even like, of course, you got Baylor, you have Oklahoma, Texas Tech, West Virginia, Texas, and even throw in like Oklahoma State. They got Cade Cunningham, who's going to be the number 1 overall draft pick in the NBA draft.
Yeah,
it's crazy. Oklahoma's been killing it with Austin Reeves. He's just been on fire when he is playing. He had a little bit of COVID issue against Texas Tech. But like it's been it's been really fun. A little disappointed that Baylor and Texas Tech got canceled this past weekend, or postponed or canceled, whatever. This past weekend because of COVID, and then Oklahoma, Texas, which I think was supposed to be tomorrow, Thursday, was also postponed. So a little bit of COVID issues, but Big 12 looked good.
So you said Baylor, West Virginia was postponed.
Texas
Tech have COVID or something. Yeah, I mean, if you look at the Big 12, I mean, Texas is good. Oklahoma State's ranked, good. Oklahoma ranked. West Virginia ranked. Iowa State stinks. Kansas State stinks. Kansas State and Iowa State are terrible. Oh my God.
Bad.
Kansas State 5-17
this weekend too. I'm excited for that.
Who is Oklahoma play?
Iowa State.
Yeah. I actually put money on it. No, I didn't put money, but I actually picked Iowa State to cover 11.5 points against Kansas, and they lost 64-50. That's just life in the game.
You can't bet on Iowa State. It's not.
And the line's that big, man. So right now, I'll give you a point right now. Right now, South Carolina is playing Tennessee as we speak, I believe.
Tennessee, man.
We'll get into more Tennessee.
We'll get into that later.
Tennessee's favored by 11.5 points. They're minus 11.5 points. And I was telling my buddies to take South Carolina minus 11.5. I mean plus 11.5.
That's actually a good idea. I would take that bet.
See, the thing is, like you said, everybody's like, well, South Carolina stinks. That's true. They stink. They're an awful team. But Tennessee's kind of going through some stuff right now. So if you want to catch them in a vulnerable spot, this is the time. So, but yeah, so that's a good talk on Oklahoma, West Virginia. Great game. Number 13, Texas beat. This is all on Saturday, by the way. Saturday beat TCU 70-55. Number 15, Iowa beat Michigan State 88-58. I only wrote that on there because it was impressive to me how far Michigan State has fallen.
Right.
And then LSU, unranked, beat number 16, Tennessee 78-65. And number 22, Loyola Chicago beat Drake 81-54. That was on Saturday.
For Drake.
Yeah. Well, it's not all sadness. On Sunday, number 13, Michigan beat number 21, Wisconsin 67-59. Drake beat Loyola Chicago 51-50. So, like I said, it's not all bad news for Drake. Maybe it's not as bad as we thought it was. But I'm pretty excited about that. On Monday. See, the thing was, it's like I was saying earlier, I got distracted because Arkansas already played 2 games since our recording last. So it's hard for me to keep up with everything going on. It's so much notes.
There's
so
literally a game every single day.
And I don't talk about, like, I'm not talking about all the teams. I talk about like the top 25 and the ones that matter. And I still have pages on notes on teams.
Because each team plays like twice a week.
So we had to stuff them all in. Maybe we need to start recording this thing on, like, I don't know, Sunday, because then I get a little break. But then we still have 2 games. I just can't escape it.
You really can't escape. You gotta figure it out.
Yeah. So Monday, number 16 FSU beat number 7 Virginia 81-60. Big win for
Florida State looks great. I think they're the best team in the ACC.
Florida State, I agree. I think Florida State's the best team in ACC other than Clemson. But but I think you could make the argument that Florida State is the best team in ACC. I definitely think that.
I think they're going to repeat as champions of ACC.
Whatever. No conference tournament. No.
They were proud. They got the trophy. They got the trophy.
Flawed.
They got the trophy.
Clemson should have gotten it. Didn't they win their first ACC tournament game? I think they won it. And I remember Clemson fans saying that Clemson should have won the ACC championship because they actually won a game in the ACC tournament or something. I don't remember.
They got to like the ACC championship game, but then they had to cancel right before tip-off for COVID. It was like right when everything was happening.
Oh, so maybe I'm just wrong about that.
And I don't remember who they were playing, but because they were the higher seeded team, they gave them the trophy.
That'd be lame. Make an ACC championship game and just lose because COVID. COVID wins. Whatever. Anyway, yesterday Arkansas beat Florida 75-64. Just so if you haven't heard it yet, Arkansas, number 24 Arkansas, beat Florida 75-64. And then Georgia beat Missouri, number 20 Missouri, 80-70. Wasn't close. A last score. Probably one of those things like previously, free throws at the end of the game kind of probably extended the lead for so upcoming games. I'm gonna look at it right now and see. I'm gonna look at
before we go into upcoming games. I did want to mention one thing.
Okay, go ahead.
The USC Trojans right now, they beat Washington State, which isn't that great of a team, but USC looks really good.
Yeah, they're winning now, 67-58.
They're what?
They're winning right now, 67-58.
USC looks like they might be a nice little dark horse going into the tournament.
Yeah,
they're definitely the best team in the Pac-12. They look great.
Oh yeah, definitely. I think they're the best team in the Pac-12.
Food for thought.
Pac-12 team seems kind of weak this year. Aren't they usually pretty good at basketball? Or not really.
Yeah. Well, Arizona's normally pretty decent.
Yeah, Arizona's the one.
UCLA has the history of John Wooden and all that fun stuff.
I don't mean that.
USC's trying to turn into a basketball school of sorts.
But looks like they're doing their 17-3. That's pretty good.
This year it's working for them. I was that.
So other games in the top 25 tonight. Not a lot tonight. Kind of a quiet night. Loyola Chicago's in the second half. They're losing 39-42 to Valparaiso or something like that. I think it's a Texas school, must be, or something. That sounds like a Southwest name. So actually just tied up 42-42. Kansas is playing Kansas State right now. They're beating them 34-26. And That's it. South Carolina is playing number 19 Tennessee. They're tied 17-17. So
Should have been on the Gamecocks.
just keep an eye out for those games. I'm looking at all these upcoming games. Iowa plays Wisconsin tomorrow night. That's 11 versus 21.
That'd be a good game.
Ohio State plays Penn State. That's 4 versus bad. Ohio State plays tomorrow. And Houston plays Wichita State. Wichita State used to be pretty good.
Not bad.
I mean, they're still not bad. They're 12-4.
Could be a fun game.
They could give Houston a little run for their money.
Yeah, I mean, Houston lost recently, so I mean,
Gonzaga plays St. Mary's tomorrow. Gonzaga is favored by 21 points.
St. Mary's sometimes puts out some decent teams.
I was sitting there. I got an argument with somebody on Twitter because there was this dude complaining after Arkansas. So Arkansas and Missouri went in overtime. So
Yep.
that takes away from Gonzaga's space because Gonzaga was the next game on ESPN or whatever. This dude complaining because he was like, "Oh yeah, Gonzaga is getting screwed right now because Arkansas is taking so long." And I was like, "Dude, like it was like the first half of the first half. It was like very early, and Gonzaga was already up by like 20 points. I was like, "What do you want to watch? Gonzaga beat the crap out of somebody?
Want
Please,
to blow out?
yeah." And I said, "Let me know what the final score is, bub, because it's going to be something ridiculous." And it turned out to be something stupid. I don't even get me started. That just make me mad. I don't remember who did they play on Saturday? Was it San Francisco? Who they beat 161? Is that who it was?
I think so.
Oh, that guy, what a freaking loser that guy is. Oh my God, I'm going to miss Gonzaga blow out somebody by 39 freaking points.
He wants to see Gonzaga beat someone.
I'm trying to hold myself back. What a freaking idiot. What a freaking idiot. That's what I want. If you can guess what I'm trying to say, what a freaking idiot, that guy. What an idiot. Oh, that just makes me mad. All right. Michigan plays Rutgers. So that'll be a blowout. Rutgers is 12-7. You never know, maybe. San Diego State plays Fresno State. And a lot of postponed games. Oh, Texas.
Texas, Oklahoma.
Oh, poor Texas. Poor Texas. That's not even COVID. That's what's crazy. It's not even COVID.
Snow.
Freaking snow. Snow is worse than COVID.
They tried to reschedule the game to be in Oklahoma, but I guess they couldn't even get out of Texas. It was that bad.
Yeah, I hear a lot of things about Texas. Poor Texas. So we've been there before. When it snowed here a couple times, they were out of power for a couple of days.
Yeah. Us Southerners don't know how to deal with snow.
And they're saying, I read a thing today that they're getting more snow. People are dying because of snow in Texas. Think about that.
That's
sad.
That's sad. That's sad.
Anyway, all the Texas games are postponed. That stinks. Freaking snow. Anyway, well,
we'll get to them eventually.
Yeah, they're probably canceled for Saturday too. Is Arkansas? I bet Arkansas versus Is Arkansas? They're still on. Whatever, I guess. Big mistake by Texas A&M. They stink. They're what, 8-7? Arkansas already had a game versus Texas A&M's canceled because of COVID. Now, nope. Whatever.
See what happens this time.
I was reading a thing. Arkansas. When Arkansas played Florida, what the temperature was in Arkansas that night? 1 degree. Fun fact for you.
1 degree.
So, anyway, some games coming up this Saturday. Number 15, Texas Tech versus number 22, Kansas. Number 13, West Virginia versus number 12, Texas. Number 7, Virginia versus Duke. They stink. Duke. And that guy, did you see that guy? I wanted to talk about this. I don't remember his name, but that guy quit.
Yeah, I sent you something about it. Let me see if I can remember his name. It's like Jalen. Is it Jalen?
Yeah, I think so. I was talking to my Duke contact today, and he said that guy was in locker rooms. He wasn't a good locker room guy. So apparently people are saying that Duke might be a winner now. Not winner. They're out of the tournament, but they might, rebound a little bit or something like that.
No.
I think Coach K's washed, though. I was having a discussion with somebody today. I just think Coach K's over it. He needs to retire, head off into the sunset, whatever. You know how it is.
Maybe. It's very disappointing that the kid opted out and left his teammates high and dry.
It's a bad look, man.
It looks horrible. Like it shows that you don't have really the competitive edge. You're not. I mean, I
Don't
kind of
get
get it in football because so easy to get injured. You can get injured on any play in football. But we're talking about basketball.
when the going got tough, he got going. You know what I mean? He left. He didn't know how to handle his adversity. I was listening when they were talking about it today. I was sitting there. I was thinking. I was like, "Who's advising this guy? Who's giving his advice?" Because now NBA teams are going to be like, "Is this guy a good locker room guy?" And he had a little adversity come into his life, and then he just freaked out. So I don't know. Something to think about for Duke fans.
Yeah, I don't. It didn't sit with me very well.
And then this is here. I got this saved right here. So here's the Joe Lenardi. I'll try to read off the top. The top. I'll try to read all 67 real fast. So at number 1 is Gonzaga. Number 2 is Baylor. Number 3 is Michigan. This is the tournament rankings, by the way. Number 4 is Ohio State. Number 8 is Houston. Number 7 is Villanova. Number 6 is Alabama. Number 5, Illinois. Number 9, Virginia. Number 10, Oklahoma. Number 11, West Virginia. Number 12, Iowa. Number 13, Texas Tech. Number 14, Texas. Number 15, Florida State. Number 16, Tennessee. Number 17, USC. Number 18, Creighton. Number 19, Missouri. That's probably fallen because they lost to Georgia. Number 20, Wisconsin. Number 21, Kansas.
Well, they're not bad.
Arkansas whooped their butts.
Not bad.
Number 22, Virginia Tech. Number 23, Rutgers. Well, apparently Rutgers is a big game because they're ranked higher than Arkansas. Arkansas has a better record than them. Well, whatever. Number 24, Purdue. Number 25, Colorado. Number 26, Arkansas. Number 27, Florida. Number 28, Clemson Tigers. It's Clemson a basketball school now? No. Okay.
No.
I didn't think so.
They're
Number
not.
32, BYU. Number 31, Oklahoma State. Number 30, Louisville. Louisiana State's 29. Is that LSU?
Louisiana State, yeah.
Why did they put it like that? Just put LSU. Number 33, San Diego State. Number 34, UCLA. Okay, there's another Pac-12 team. Number 35, Xavier. Number 36, Loyola, Chicago. Number 37, Seton Hall. Number 38, Oregon, another Pac-12 team. Number 39, VCU. So all those teams I just mentioned are green teams. So that's what, if you read the definition, teams with an 80% chance to get into the thing. So
Okay.
all those teams are basically barring some kind of collapse of epic proportions are probably in. So we're getting to the 10 seeds now. So you got 40 Minnesota, 41 Drake. We've talked about them a couple of times tonight. Indiana's 42. North Carolina coming in at 43. Boise State 44. St. Bonaventure. That's another wild name. St. Bonaventure. Bonaventure. I don't know. Something like that. Another wild name from another probably Catholic school. Last week it was the Blue Hose and the Ladies of the Lake. Now
Hey, Blue Hose is Presbyterian. Don't get that mixed up.
No, yeah, it was Presbyterian from South Carolina, the Blue Hose, and then the Lady of the Lakes, King Arthur and all that, Catholic, apparently, whatever. I hope they'll come off as some religious hypocrite or something like that. People are going to be like, what in the world? This guy's a friggin' bigot. I'm sorry, Lady of the Lake. Lord, forgive me. Oh, God, that's awful. I might have to cut that out. Probably not, though. 46, Colorado State. 47, Utah. 48, Stanford. 49, Pelham. 50, Western Kentucky. 51, Toledo. 52, Colgate, the toothpaste. 53, Wright State. 54, USCB, University of California at Santa Barbara. Don't ask me how I know that. 55 is Winthrop.
Woo!
What? No
Never
way.
South Carolina school.
Number 56 is UNCG. Number 57, Liberty. Number 58 is Grand Canyon University.
Or aren't they like the, what is it? It's like the
Yeah, they're a Christian college located out in Utah.
yeah, I know that, but like they have like are they like the cantaloupes or something like that? It's a really weird name.
Cantaloupes, like the fruit.
What is it?
The Camels. I think that's Campbell. The Campbells.
I gotta look it up. It's in
All right,
Arizona.
you keep looking it up. I'm going to keep going. Number 59, Siena. Number 60, Vermont. Number 61, Eastern Washington. Number 62, Sam Houston State. Number 63, James Madison. That's from the CAA. Represent.
Antelopes.
That's not a terrible name.
I mean,
We just made fun of some pretty bad names a couple of minutes ago.
we did.
The Blue Hose.
The Terriers.
Yeah, the Terriers. What did I make the joke? Let's do Bulldogs, but let's add a little spice to it and come up with the Terriers. Number 64, Texas State. 65, Prairie View. Number 66, North Dakota State. Number 68, North Carolina A&T. Number 67, Mount St. Mary's. So there you go. There's your first four out. I can read those too if you want. Connecticut's number 1, and the first four 69. 70 St. Louis, 71's Richmond, Western Kentucky. And the next four out is St. John's, Syracuse, Maryland, and Penn State. So there you go.
Cool,
How about
cool.
that? That's your updated as of 3 days ago, because that's when that came out. College basketball thing. College basketball tournament predictions. I think he's usually pretty right. He gets paid a lot of money to be right.
He's the expert, so
exactly.
Right.
I think he'll be good to go. I'm excited about what the college basketball season has produced so far. I'm excited for everything that's happened. I'm going to be excited for the future, see how it keeps going. I'm excited for the
Arkansas
Razorbacks. I'm going to wear my hat like this the rest of the show.
All right.
Look like a true F-boy. All right. So if you want to, let's go to the next segment. Whatever it is.
So I did want to mention before we get off of basketball,
Sure.
Sunday, huge game, Ohio State versus Michigan, number 4 versus number 3. So huge game.
Number 4 versus number 5. Is it 3?
Yeah. Michigan's 3, and then Ohio State's 4.
Okay, cool.
So huge game, rivalry game, Sunday.
I think Ohio State wins. I've been alive 24 years. I've never seen Ohio State lose to Michigan in anything.
That's football.
So I don't know. I think Michigan's a pretty good team, but if they have any COVID brain left over, it might come back to haunt them.
Yeah, I'm rooting for Michigan here. I'd like to see Michigan beat them.
Oh, I'm pulling for Michigan too, I guess. Whatever, but I don't like both of them. I think they're both scumbag teams.
I'm okay with
I like Michigan. I like Juwan Howard. I always thought he was pretty cool when I was a.
I don't have any reason to hate Michigan. I mean, they haven't done.
I have reason to hate Ohio State. I do hate Ohio State. Yeah, we both hate Ohio State. You hate them from an Oklahoma perspective and a Clemson perspective, right?
Baker Mayfield's my hero. That's all I gotta say.
Baker Mayfield. Oh yeah, when he stuck that flag. Oh, I hate Baker Mayfield.
Now you gotta respect him for planting that flag and then going to Ohio to play NFL. Come on.
I don't respect Baker Mayfield.
You gotta respect that
league. Screw Baker Mayfield. All right.
At least respect the move.
I don't respect anything he does. He's a clown. Anyway, he did it. He was participant in one of the greatest football games I've ever watched. That Georgia-Oklahoma game was
Rose Bowl, yeah.
That was one of the greatest football games I've ever seen. So the two greatest football games I ever seen. The ones that I don't know, Saints Vikings when Brett Favre threw an interception. Remember when Brett Favre was on the Vikings?
Gosh, that was
a long time ago. Brett Favre, it was overtime, and Brett Favre threw a incomplete pass, and the Saints went down and kicked the field goal, won the game, I think. And then that Oklahoma Georgia Rose Bowl was just so good.
Such a good game.
What a play! What a game! That was a good playoff. Best playoff we ever had. I remember who Alabama played. Probably somebody stinky.
Clemson. Oh, they played Clemson in the semi and beat them.
Oh, somebody stinky. They got
When
a
Kelly
blue
Bryant was
too.
there.
21-13 or something, wasn't it?
21-6.
Ugh. Yeah, they did.
It was 20. It was 13-6, and then Kelly Bryant kind of lost the game for us. So
No shocker there.
Trevor Lawrence saved us. Let's just go with that.
There you go, I guess. Never mind. Yeah, he did win one. Good for him, I guess. Let's go with some college football news before I get too frustrated.
Okay.
And the Clemson fan base doesn't accept me anymore. So what kind of college football news do you have?
All right. So, first of all, Gus Malzahn, former Auburn coach, is he recently got fired, but he is on the move to UCF, Central Florida. He's going to be their new head coach. So, hopefully that'll be a nice little rebound for him. He's a good offensive mind. It should work out. What do you think?
I think it'll be good.
Yeah.
I think it'll work out.
He's a good coach.
I think Gus Malzahn's a scumbag. I hate him, of course. I hated him at Auburn. He always blew us out. And 1 year to get him, and he didn't. Oh, I hate Gus Malzahn. I hate him. But I think he'll do good at USC.
He'll do well. He'll do well.
Well, he'll do good. I still hate his guts, but I think he'll do all right.
Yeah, they're all right.
Yeah, yeah.
Moving on then. A little bit of recruiting news. I thought this was kind of adding to the Tennessee dumpster fire. Cody Brown. He's a graduating high school senior going into college. He enrolled at the University of Tennessee in December, 3 months ago, and he's already transferring. He's a former 4-star running back, and he's decided after 2 or 3 months that he is done with Tennessee, and he is transferring without even playing a game.
That was a weird one. I remember us in one of our first episodes talking about this same guy, and we were talking about how he might leave or something like that. He was never happy there. He wanted to go from the start.
Tennessee is just on fire. I don't know what is going on.
Have they said where they think he's going to go, or they haven't really said?
I don't know where he's going to go, but yeah, he hadn't even played a game. And
he's Oklahoma.
Probably not. I don't think we won. And then another big transfer is Ben Davis, former 5-star linebacker out of Alabama, has announced he's going to transfer as well. I believe he's a senior. He's going to be a senior this year. He's going to be transferring. We don't know where, but it's not really a big loss for Alabama. They're loaded. But
yeah, I think they'll be okay.
Yep, they'll be fine. But it's just it is a big transfer recruit on the portal. Someone will pick him up. Big pickup for whoever picks him up. Let's see. Moving on to a little bit of recruiting news. So there's a big quarterback prospect for the 2022 recruiting cycle. He's out of Tennessee. His name's Ty Simpson. He has been seen as a big Clemson lean. He's a dual threat quarterback, one of the top quarterbacks right now. He was supposed to announce his commitment to what everyone assumed was Clemson on Friday, February 19th, which is this upcoming Friday. He has decided to change that commitment date to the 26th, and it looks like he's starting to gain some interest in Tennessee. So a little bit of maybe a wrench in Clemson's playing. Clemson does have a backup option at quarterback if that doesn't go through, but a little interesting there. Oklahoma also picked up 5-star running back Raleek Brown out of California. It's a really big pickup since Alabama has picked off our last 2 running back targets. So hopefully Alabama won't grab this one as well. And then the big recruiting news over the week was that Steve Sarkisian out of Texas finally got his quarterback. He picked up Malik Murphy. He's a 5-star quarterback, number 2 quarterback in the 2022 recruiting cycle. He's also out of California. big quarterback, pocket passer. Um, you know, we'll see if Texas can develop him. They haven't really developed much of their talent in the past. We'll see if it works out for Steve Garcia, but it looks like he's found the guy he's looking for, and he's got his quarterback. So, hopefully that'll work out for Texas. Well, actually, hopefully not. Um, and then, Clemson's not really. Clemson currently has 3 commits in the 2022 cycle. 2 of them are 4-star offensive tackles, and then 1 is a 4-star wide receiver. Clemson doesn't really get into the game until a bit later. Clemson is fun fact. Clemson is actually one of the schools that gives out the fewest offers to recruits in the Power 5. So schools like Connecticut and Notre Dame and Wake Forest give out more offers to recruits than Clemson does. But Clemson kind of zones in on the guys they want and say, hey, we want you. This is the plan. We're going to implement you. We want you. You're our guy. We're all in on you. If you're all in on us, let's make this happen. Right. It's kind of a different recruiting tactic than what most teams do. So we'll probably hear a bit more about Clemson recruiting as the months go on and we get closer to the first signing day. But yeah, that's kind of it for the news. It's a little slow still. We're still trying to figure out where everyone's going. Right now, the experts are making their predictions on where everyone's going to go. They're still trying to figure everything out. But it's a little bit of a slow period right now.
Yeah, it's to be expected, right? Like, I feel like it's just a weird time right now for college football. I feel like this podcast, when I first dreamt of it, like I had it more of being like a college football podcast. I'm sure there'll be a time and a place for that when football season rolls around in August, September. But right now, I think we're a college podcast. I mean, college basketball podcast. I would have never guessed that, but here we are.
Yeah, and the NCAA has also extended the dead period in recruiting, which pretty much means that players can't visit the schools. They can't go on official visits. They can visit, but they have to do it on their own dime. If you're,
the school can't pay for it.
Nope, can't pay for it. So if you're a kid out of California,
that's unfair. That's unfair.
Unfair. And coaches
For
have
the kids, man. What if you don't ever go to Clemson? Like, I'm just saying in theory, like let's say I'm some 5-star quarterback, right?
Mm-hmm.
And I don't know what Clemson's like, but I like what Dabo and them saying. But I go to the town and it's a piece of crap, and I hate it. I'm not saying it is or isn't, but I'm just saying
it's a beautiful town. Don't listen to him. Don't listen to him.
No, it's a great town. It's a great town. I love Clemson. I love Clemson, obviously. But I'm just saying, like, what if I go to Columbia and find out it's just a bunch of concrete? That stink, and it sucks. Whatever. I don't know. It's an opinion. I think they should be able to go.
No,
oh my God. Oh, they just wear masks. That's what they say anyway.
I agree.
Be done with it.
And coaches aren't allowed to do in-home visits. Typically, that's something that's
I didn't know that. I didn't know
the coaches will go to the home of the player, meet the parents, talk, and all that stuff. Pretty much the only recruiting that's allowed to be done right now are Zoom calls and phone calls, and it's that's not what players are. You're going to be living in this place for the next 3 to 4 years, wherever you go.
Yeah, you deserve to know what it looks like there.
Exactly. You want to be able to visit. You want to see the dorms.
And if you're a big recruit, you probably have like 40 teams calling you.
Yeah.
So it's hard. It's like you could be like, well, you could just go visit. But what if you want to go visit Texas, Clemson, Arkansas, Alabama, LSU, Oklahoma?
Expensive.
Like, that's just 6 teams. I just named 6 teams. You'd have to spend a lot of money to go do that. Yeah. So I don't know. I think that's dumb. Whatever. Is that it for the college football news?
That's all. That's all I got.
So slow college football. We'll be getting more into college football soon, actually. Probably with spring training coming up.
Yep, and FCS starting this weekend.
We'll have that to talk about next week. We'll have
a little bit to talk about.
Maybe they'll post the YouTube video after these teams freaking play. Don't get me bad. I started on that again. I do want to cover this right before we head to our fan question. We got one fan question this week, and I want to go to Clemson's. This is just a quick tidbit, very quick. This weekend, Clemson opens up with Cincinnati. Clemson
Oh,
baseball.
really? In baseball?
Yeah, Clemson baseball opens up to they play Cincinnati, and Cincinnati. So a lot of Cincinnati's in there.
Cincinnati got to
Like
play
that
Ohio
Friday,
again.
Saturday, Sunday, obviously is a series. Let me look up Arkansas real fast. Let me see where Arkansas is playing. Arkansas baseball team schedule. Saturday, so we play wild schedule in the beginning. This Saturday we're part of something. I forgot they were talking about that the other day. Arkansas is part of a tournament. We play number 3 Texas Tech this Saturday. Number 9 Texas this Sunday.
Bring back the Southwest Conference.
Yeah, number 10 TCU. Woo! No rest for the weary apparently for the Arkansas Razorbacks. Number 3, number 9, number 10. But I think we're ranked like number 5. So no rest for anybody else either.
It'll be a good tournament.
That's exciting. So I'm excited. So next week will be a big show. This week was all college basketball, but next week we'll have college basketball, FCS football, college baseball. So big upcoming podcast episode next week. I'm excited about that.
It'll be fun.
So our first fan question. If you got a question you want to say, want me and Brian to answer it, you got to let me know. Let me know, man. If any of you make it this far in the podcast, which kudos to you, but if you make it this far, send me a question. It could be about anything at this point.
Anything.
You want an answer on geopolitical politics? I'll answer it. Just for shits and giggles. Lord forgive me for that word. But just for shits and giggles, I'll answer the podcast. I'll answer your questions. No matter how fucking stupid they are. I don't think nobody ever listens this far, so I'm testing you out. Whoever listens to this, let me know if you heard me cussing just now. All right, the fan question. Which college team has the best logo? Tell people that, oh, yeah. Oh, my goodness. So type in the comments your thoughts. I'm really messing this part up. Type in the comments your thoughts. Who has the best logo? I'm gonna give you Ryan, go first, and I'll come up with mine. Actually, no, I just need to look up their actual name.
Oh, yeah. Is it an obscure team?
Yeah, mine is.
Okay. Oh goodness. There's really no right answer. I was kind of thinking Clemson for a little bit because the paw. I love the paw. I love the paw, but I'm kind of leaning towards Ole Miss. I like Ole Miss.
The Black Bears, the Sharks, or the Rebels. Which are the 3?
I like the Ole Miss logo.
God, I hate Ole Miss. I hate them.
I like their logo. They have a good logo.
They stink. I hate a lot of things. Apparently, I don't like a lot of people. There's a lot of schools I don't like.
I'm just trying to be a little unbiased. I prefer.
No, I guess we didn't really say mascot, did you? The question was logo. That's a lot different.
I do kind of prefer the OU and the Tiger Paw, but share to love Ole Miss.
So for some reason I read mascot in my head, and I was actually going to say Arkansas Monticello Boll Weevils, but I don't think that's it. College football logos. Let me look up logos and look through a couple, and I can talk through them real fast.
Arizona State's got a good one too.
I hate Google so much.
I like Arizona State's.
All right, here we go. So I'm looking at some of these right now. I like LSU's. LSU's pretty sick.
LSU does have a good one.
That hurts me to say that. I always liked USC. I didn't think USC. Boise State. God, I do like Boise State.
They do have a good one as well. Yeah, I forgot about that one.
I think Penn State's nice. Very rustic. I like Penn
I
State.
like Washington State too. The Cougars. I
Yeah,
like
that's pretty good too. So I would say LSU. So you don't want too much going on, but
Oh
you
wait,
don't
you know
want.
what? I got one. I got one for you. SMU. I'm changing my answer. SMU.
So I would pick Arizona State if we're talking about like the new. If we're talking about the old one with the devil, like the actual Sun Devil,
Yeah.
I probably would pick that. But if it's the new little spike thing, I don't know what you call that, pitchfork.
Yeah. But
Uh,
I meant the little
you
whatever
mean
it
the
is.
devil?
Yeah.
UConn's is pretty nice too. I'm looking at a map of them all right now.
Mhm.
I don't like Clemson's that much. If you look at it from all the span of like all of them, it's really not that original. I mean, it's original, but it's not that unique. Arkansas obviously is very unique. There it is, right there, people. Look at that. That's extremely good. I tell you one I hate South Carolina's. There stinks. Auburn stinks.
All right,
Mississippi stinks. Mississippi State stinks. I
I
like
don't like
Florida's.
Florida's.
You
Florida
do?
and Georgia. I don't like Florida or Georgia's.
I like Florida. I don't like Georgia. Georgia's big G. That's lame. Um, I've got a photo. The map I'm looking at here has a wild one for Arizona. I wish I could show it to you, but it's just the word Arizona, and above it, it's a desert. And I'm like, man, that's kind of sick.
Hmm.
I don't know where that North Dakota State Bison, they're pretty cool. Buffalo, New York's college football team. I do like Buffalo, New York's with the Raging Bull looking at them. Or the Buffalo, whatever you want to call it. Um, I think that's Michigan State's is very unique too. We don't ever, I
Michigan
mean,
State's kind of cool. I agree that I agree with that.
see a lot of these we feel like are like old, but like, if you think about it, they're actually pretty good. I tell you one I don't like a lot, Oklahoma State University. I do not like
Oh, it's
it at all.
disgusting.
It's not very creative.
And
Kansas is kind of creative too. That little Jayhawk, that's weird.
Kansas State's got a good one.
And I think Iowa has a nice one too. That Hawkeye.
Yeah, it's pretty good.
If you want to take it for
I like
unique,
it.
Wisconsin stinks. Michigan stinks. If you just use like a big letter, you stink. Texas
Nebraska.
A&M stink. Um, Nebraska, yes.
Nebraska is such a basic in. It's not. It's barely anything.
OU does have a little stylistic behind it. I'll give it to you.
Thank you.
U stinks. Texas Tech, I think's okay. The T and then the other T inside of it. I think
I hate Miami.
Miami, the U.
The
I don't
U.
even know what the U Miami University. I guess
That's it. Yeah, University.
University.
Florida State's got a decent one.
Yeah, I'm looking at Florida State's right now. All they have is a big arrow.
It's cool.
Yeah, I don't know. I don't really
I
like.
actually kind of
I'm so
respect Georgia
biased in
Tech.
that one.
I respect Georgia Tech.
I really like Jacksonville State's Gamecock.
The real Gamecocks.
South Carolina, Columbia knows nothing. They don't own USC. They're U of SC, right? U of SC. They don't own USC, and they definitely don't own Gamecock. That's Jacksonville State that owns
Jacksonville State.
Jacksonville State, right?
Yeah, Jacksonville State.
Jacksonville State. Yeah.
Jackson State is different. That's something different.
Yeah, that's Deion Sanders' team, right?
That's Deion Sanders. They're the Tigers.
So, like I said, if you make it this far in the podcast, please ask me a question, any kind of question. You want to ask me how I think Joe Biden's doing? Ask it. You want me to ask you think if Trump was guilty or not? Ask it. If you want to ask me what I think about the Queen of England, ask it. Ask me anything. Ask me anything. Text me. YouTube comment me. Instagram slide my DM me. Twitter slide my DM me. Whatever. I don't care how it happens. Just make it happen, people. Ryan, what do you think about today's episode? Chaotic. That's what I think. I think it was chaotic.
Good.
I think it was good too.
Was good.
It was good too. Was it as good as last week's? Probably not. But it was pretty good.
I thought it was funny.
I'm trying to relax a little bit more. I feel like I was kind of stiff in the first couple episodes. I need to be me, I need to be who I am.
What do you think of the Queen of England?
She's a fucking bitch. That's what I think.
You don't like Queen Elizabeth II?
I'm just kidding. I think she's great. I might have to cut that out so people don't think I'm a heartless person, but I think she's pretty cool, I guess. I don't know. If someone actually asked me that, I'd put a lot of thought into it. Like a
Yeah.
question, a fan question. I think she's cool, I guess. I don't know. I really have a lot of opinions about her. I think she has no power. I think they're a purely theatrical thing.
Yeah. And they cost way too much money.
Yeah, the tax paid. I don't know about that. I would be. Let me tell you something. You couldn't get away with that crap here. People complain about everything. If the road's messed up, we got to pay more taxes to get the road fixed. People complain about that. You think they're going to give their money to some person can live a fancy lifestyle? Let me tell you, that's not happening here.
I mean, we kind of already pushed them away in 1776. Yeah.
Oh my gosh,
We already kind of did away with that.
But yeah, so this is the end of the episode. Crazy episode. One of my favorites though. It was funny. A lot of college basketball talk. So if you're into that, good for you. If you're not, well, get ready for next week because there won't be so much. They'll probably be about the same. We'll just have a longer show because there's more stuff to talk about. But like I said, I hope you enjoyed today's episode. Ryan, any last thoughts?
Nope, just like and subscribe, and we'll see you next week.
That's right. Like and subscribe. Thank you for listening to the TNR Sports Show. Thank you. Bye.